Not only is she back on tour, she's a champion again. Yeah! The legend. Here's Shannon O'Keefe. Yeah! Incredible. What a moment for Shannon O'Keefe.
We are finally here. Welcome back to the PWBA Tour Championship, Richmond Raceway, in Richmond, Virginia. We've got two great matches. As you can see there, Old Dominion building, Richmond Raceway, that is where we've been. We'll start with Liz Culkin and Missy Parkin. Just to give you a quick look at a great shot there from Liz Culkin. Two Liz's, one the U.S. Women's Open champion of 2018, and the other has had won the previous four. And that is Liz Johnson off to a good start here, of course. Just mixing it up a little bit. Just going to go back and forth just for a few shots, and then we'll get into our split screen action here. Emil Williams Jr., Aaron Smith will join us momentarily, and may have a couple players in and out for this match as well. Missy got a 3-2 victory. Over Brianna Cote yesterday. Kelly Kulick defeated Josie Barnes. 3-2 to kick off our competition. Well, an early miscue for Missy Parkin. It is game 1, so best of 5 for those of you who may be new to the competition. This is round number 2 officially now as we start round 2. Be sure to confer with your brackets. Bracket is available in the event description. Bucket with the 7 taken care of for Kulick. Now back over to Parkin. You know, Missy talked about really enjoys this type of format. She is a major champion, won the Queens in 2011. And, you know, because of the circumstances only, is a player that is searching for that first official PWBA title. Liz Culkin, of course, a 2-time champion, won in 2015. Took care of the U.S. Women's Open back in June in Orlando. Kelly Kulick, of course, a 6-time major champion. And a very good shot, a good quote yesterday from Kelly after her victory, and just kind of looking ahead briefly to the star-studded matchup. Great shot there from Liz Culkin. The star-studded matchup with Liz Johnson. And Kelly obviously kind of knew where the match was going to kind of be set up, right? You know, she said, Liz, you know, it's going to play right. I'm going to be left of her and try to throw good shots and see what happens. I mean, it's pretty simple in this particular match, certainly on 3 and 4. Culkin out to a very nice start. but things get messed up somehow. So nonetheless, here is Liz Johnson. And Liz, for the first time since the relaunch of the tour, Liz Johnson, two things here as we are at the Tour Championship. Really three things. One, she is not the player of the year, which means she is not the #1 seed, which also means she is starting her championship prior to television. So some differences for Liz, but one difference I think is to her advantage is the one that allows her to bowl prior to television, for her specifically. She's a player who likes the long formats, likes to bowl as many games as possible. And at 2-8. For Culkin. Nice shot there for Kelly. If you're just joining us, again, just underway, game 1. Round 2 officially now with our noon matches, 7 and 8 on your brackets. Liz Culkin and Missy Parkin. Kelly Kulick. Liz Johnson. A spare for Culkin there. 2-8s have been a little tricky. Important to see where Kelly is starting here. Of course, this is the 4th frame, but yeah, that looked to be just right of 3rd arrow, maybe 13 or so at the arrows. And see how much further left she will end up as this match progresses. Same thing over with 1 and 2. Talked to Liz Culkin prior to the match. She talked about really just kind of making sure she's settled down. She got a little amped up, she said yesterday, and yeah, after taking the 2-0 win, she said you obviously want to be able to close the door. And of course, with some great bowling, great ball change from Lindsay Boomershine, you know, she dealt with some adversity and you know, managed to do what she had to do in the 10th frame to get the win. Speaking of Liz Culkin, and in Missy Parkin's case, it was a tough match as well with Brianna Cote. Those two traded games. But Missy had some clutch spare shooting down the stretch. And ultimately able to prevail. Good carry for Lizzie J. Chris, I'm not sure what the number of tickets are left in that regard. There's certainly plenty of seats. Now, whether or not they're all accounted for is Parkin now 2 mismakeables here in 5 frames. But if you're local, certainly stop on by. You can call the Raceway directly, if I'm not mistaken. See where you would get the physical ticket and check on availability. That number is available on PWBA.com. Parkin looking to rebound. And a solid shot. I talked to husband Drew prior to this match and said Missy was feeling good, looking good, feeling solid. DJ in the building. Patty and Val, Drew's parents. Drew Sr.'s parents. Drew Jr.'s grandparents. Always here as well. Another good shot there from Kelly Kulick. So welcome in Aaron Smith into the broadcast as we watch Liz Culkin here. 6-frame shot. Liz looking good pretty early and gets a tap on the 10-pin. Two very good matches, Aaron, as we officially kick off round 2 here at the Old Dominion building.
I can't believe we're finally here. Back on schedule. But yes, we couldn't ask for a better pair of matchups here. Obviously, Kelly, Liz. The great discussion piece of greatest of all time always comes up when you have those two names mentioned. So I heard you talking a little bit about Kelly kind of talking about this matchup, and also said, last 2 times it's been me and Liz in this situation. Liz has won, and you know what? I think I'm due for one. I think it's time to give Liz another early exit here at the Tour Championship. Not that specific, but essentially what she was getting at. She's a competitor. She's ready to win. She's ready to move on, get one step closer to return to TV here, CBS Sports Network.
There are some good folks in the crowd. You got to take into account certainly the time. And early in the week, a lot of TV tickets certainly have been sold, and wouldn't be surprised certainly if the weather has played a little role in that, and disrupting maybe some folks' plans, of course, having an altar course, if you will. But we're here, we're ready. And important to note, Liz Johnson's the first time she is taking the lanes in competition. She's at practice. And even to the point, because of what we went through yesterday, she actually, wow, 7-10 goes down for Missy Parkin. But Liz actually didn't get a chance to practice last night, which was originally a course schedule, but because we had to move everything back, she's supposed to have an additional practice session for seated athletes. But for her, she was watching. She got a chance to obviously practice twice during the official practices on Sunday. She always has a good game plan, knows what she's going to do. And she's a player who makes you beat her. Big shot for Parkin.
Spare ball has caused some trouble so far, but striking a whole bunch here. She's pretty consistent in her win against Brianna Cote yesterday.
Ho ho, Hall of Fame carry on lane 3.
How can you beat that? That's just Culkin said after yesterday's match against Lindsey Boomershine, she won her first 2 out the gates, was feeling pretty comfortable, and then kind of hit the transition game 3 and game 4. Lindsey was able to even things up, and that was she gained a lot of good information on that. So we'll see how she makes those moves. If we get to that spot, obviously strong out of the gates, you want to be strong all the way through. But she says she just wanted, not get too ahead of herself. Everyone's here for a reason because they're the best of the best. Just one shot at a time. She's very happy with her spare shooting yesterday as well. So, and we certainly see that either make some matches go a little bit longer, or in some cases swing a match here and there. And here we are, clean through 9. Shot was left off of Missy's hand, didn't give it much of a chance, so gonna drop her max down to 222. So a good count should get Liz Culkin the early 1-0 lead. No problem on the single pin for Liz.
You see the foul on the screen for Missy Parkin, but both players, actually her opponent and Kelly, who was bowling in a different match, both saw Missy's foot at the line and both verified that she indeed did not foul. So that's going to be changed. Someone mentioned in the chat that Liz throwing, two different balls, one on each lane.
A smile coming back from Missy after that one. Still going to be more than likely looking at a 1-0 deficit, but gotta have a little fun while you're out there too, right?
Well, if you're not having fun, it's not going to work out well.
Good trip in the 4. That one comes in a little bit lighter. Kelly was looking for 3 in a row. 10-pin stands in her way, but in position to grab the early lead. A few marks here, and she'll be up 1-0.
Wow.
It's going to be a winner right there. Liz Culkin from way downtown.
Well, that could be trouble.
Kelly Kulick, 9 pins here is a winner. That's a strike. Also good in this situation. It's not horse, you don't have to call 9.
Well, we knew both of these matches would certainly be good. And so far, some higher scores. And, you know, you see now 3 competitors who have bowled at least one match at this point. So already kind of thinking about, you know, what they did yesterday and what they were going to do obviously today, the new game plan. You know, Liz Culkin said she had a great look yesterday on the fresh. Went through some transitions. She didn't handle it that well, but for her, it's going to be more about ball choice and not getting amped up, as I mentioned a little bit earlier. Official in the books, 242, 222.
Kelly's going to try something different here. This was, I believe we saw that ball kind of come out as she moved further left yesterday, so 228 going to be a winner.
And a 10 pin to start again for Kelly.
Double in the 10th for Liz Johnson. It's Culkin. Can imagine she's probably going to be a little bit further left as this match continues to go on. And seeing Liz try, or Liz Johnson. Too many Liz's in this match. Here's another ball change. Something that looks a little cleaner through the fronts. And the strategic part of it, you know, it's a common theme throughout all this. We got obviously the bowling out there. You're competing against the lane pattern, the pins, making the right ball choices, you know, speed choices. All of that plays into it, but also what your opponent's doing out there. You always want to play offense, I feel. If we asked any of these players, you know, you want to play offense, but you also want to think of, you know, thinking further down the road, where can I take advantage? You know, we talked to Kelly yesterday in her match against Josie Barnes. She said she kind of stayed right with Josie the first game, and then knew from there she was going to be able to stay just a little bit inside of her the rest of the way out. Ended up working, found a great look in the final game, shot 256. But she kind of knew, hey, Liz has her A game. She knows where Liz likes to play. Kelly knows she's going to be further left. So that chess match it's going to be fun to watch. Missy not waving to people in the crowd, but looks like we need a ball return here.
But she knew when she let that one go.
Oh. Do not see that very often. And a single pin from the 3-time PWBA Player of the Year. If you're going to have it, though, that's the spot. Ho ho.
Nicely done. Well, Liz looking to just kind of keep inching further left. I mean, at the arrow, she's where Kelly is.
Mm-hmm.
Right, 2 frames for Liz, and she's going to go ahead and remove from her mindset. What is really a that title match feel. Really, both matches have it, but you know, if this was a this was like a boxing card, you know, you certainly 3 and 4 would be your marquee, if you will, with a strong undercard. Think we'd sell some tickets.
I think so. I figured you'd go NBA with this one, though, versus boxing.
Well, you know.
At least for 3 and 4. You know, I could throw out Magic versus Larry. I'd say Michael versus LeBron, but I know you get mad at me, so I'm not going to do that.
No, I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that, too.
It's a better shot.
I know we got some boxing fans out there, and Canelo, Triple G was just on this past weekend. I mean, if you thought about it in that sense, that looks left as well. Let's trying to get comfortable here, but if someone told you, hey, we're going to have Liz Johnson versus Kelly Kulick for a major championship. And right next to it, we've got U.S. Women's Open champion Liz Culkin, former Queens champion Missy Parkin. I think you'd buy tickets to that. Nice shot from Parkin. It's a huge double.
Some discussion of whether or not the 7-pin fell for Liz. It did in a timely manner, so gotta get that score corrected in a moment. Oh, goodness.
Characteristic, to say the least.
So Kelly a chance to really open this match up here. As you'd expect in this situation, don't get very many opportunities to put the legend Liz Johnson in a tough spot. She's there.
Yeah, and you know, for her, it's been her own mistakes, unforced errors in that sense so far in this game. This one looks to, it's got the makings of another 5-gamer on 1 and 2.
All 12 rounds.
Someone did ask about the pattern. It is 40 feet. The distance, 23.96, just under 24 liters of oil. You can check the pattern graph out. It's in the event description below your video screen.
Looks like another good shot from Missy. 4 in a row. Trading haymakers right now.
This is fun stuff here. Meanwhile, Kelly Kulick has continued, really what's been the last few events for her have been very good, including that runner-up finish at the Players' Championship.
Liz K going nowhere. There's one pin that's separating our competitors on 1 and 2.
Much better shot for Liz. I don't think still not quite happy where it's at, but getting there. Thanks for that update on the pattern link.
The 10 pin creeps up for Culkin for the 3rd time this game.
Things should be active now, so go ahead and refresh if you want to take a look at the lane pattern.
Liz having a little fun with that one. Spur ball finally going where she wants it.
Parkin looking for 5 in a row. You hear Drew Parkin off in the distance say tip. That ball just to make the move, make the corner a little bit. That one does the same, but Kelly wraps a 10. Again, the format here is this is not a total pinfall situation. Win the game, you get 1 in your column.
Oh, it's nearly a 410 there. Missy gets the ball a little in front of her. It looks like she's not going to have the hole built in. That one could have been big time trouble, but
Look out.
Whoa. Whoa.
Well, we'll go out on a limb and say that TV Finals title might come down to a spare.
It's a bold prediction. I like it.
A little right from Kelly, and really her first bad shot.
All right, Culkin gets the hit. Avoids disaster in the ninth. It's going to be down 12 with the conversion heading into the 10th.
Big game for Parkin here. All right, Kelly.
Just showing off now.
You know, Missy, those who saw yesterday, and maybe if you missed it, Missy had to make she made a 2-4-10 and something else. I don't know why it's leaving me. Maybe a 2-10.
Well, I know. I think in game 2 she could have won. She left a 2-10 in the 10th and needed to pick it up, and made a great effort at it. I think she just hit the 2-pin a little bit too light. It didn't have enough oomph to get the 10 out. But I know to start game 5 she picked up the 6-7-10.
That's what it was. That's what I'm thinking of. And that was one of those, you know, that's an initial, not what I needed there. And then you make it, crowd got into it. You know, it's game 5 and you come out the gates and you make a big split like that. Big momentum on her side. Culkin. Oh, that creeps high. So spare strike will give her 226. That's a good double for many reasons for Liz, but the looks of just kind of getting comfortable and erased kind of the first half of this game. There's one that looks like now she's going to be in a quick hole here, down potentially 2-0 to Kulick. Important field shot here for Culkin coming up. If she strikes, Parkin could go 9 out. If she went 9 out first ball, that would be enough to win.
Right now, Culkin brought after she left the 7-pin, brought another ball onto the rack. Now she's chatting with Chuck Gardner, John Van Hees. Looks like she's going to bring that ball back and give something else a different look. And good call. That looked great. 226. Missy will need just 9 pins on the first shot to lock out. Okay.
All right.
Must make it now.
Simply put, got to make it. Kelly with a big 4 in the 9th.
Yeah, Liz can show up here 9th and 10th and make Kelly mark now. Match play. Head to head. How about that?
I think huge here for Liz, and spare over on lane 2 is not an easy one on what we've seen so far, whether you hook at it or go straight at it.
Looks like Missy's going to the plastic ball for this.
Nicely done.
I wasn't holding my breath at all. It's a nerve-wracking moment right there. Goodness. Kelly.
Boy, Lizzie J just does not look like Lizzie J here. If anyone can win 3 straight games, though, it's certainly her. Any of these players could do it. It's not over until it's over. So I'm going to guess maybe something a little drastic here for Liz after shooting a 159. Could be a situation where we saw, for example, Lindsay Boomershine start further right to begin her match with Liz Culkin yesterday, and then, you know, got in as she didn't like what she was seeing, and the results matched what she was seeing in that regard. Made a move left, won 2 matches, looked very good. And I'm wondering, is an open frame early for Culkin? Is the right side of the lane is outside to a sense? Does it kind of give you maybe sometimes like a false read, where it looks like there is something that could be there, but
Yeah, I think you have to roll the dice in this situation for sure. And, you know, that's where we've been seeing the players start to, you know, a natural tendency often to see them migrate further left, and as rounds go on. And but yeah, there's as familiar as Kelly has gotten with this pattern and kind of getting to see it yesterday, and if I'm Liz, I'm thinking I need to find a 230 look right now. Steady performance so far from Kelly Kulick, 228, 222, up 2-0.
At this point, Kelly's low game is 170. Here's Kelly's games, including yesterday, basically from 1 through 7 at this point. 221, 219, 223, 170, 256, 228, 222. That was Kelly Kulick's 7 games to this point on this pattern, between yesterday and so far today.
So let's see, move here, Liz Johnson. It's a full arrow to the right.
Well,
there you go. Nicely done. Uh-oh.
That's a good break. Just a single pin.
Kelly doing Kelly things.
It's also interesting. It just talked about what potentially was on the outside, but we also mentioned there were some similarities of where Kelly and Liz were playing at the arrows, which is something that not necessarily you wouldn't think. It depends on what arrow it is sometimes. But where you cross at the arrows doesn't mean that it's going to meet in the same place 40 feet down the lane. Good shot. And listen, obviously Kelly knows she's got to continue to put the pedal to the metal against Liz Johnson.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
That pretty much goes without saying, but good shot there from Culkin in frame 3. I mean, both of these players, Culkin and Parkin, have looked good from the start.
Yeah, low game over here at 1-2 so far, 222. And for Missy, that was with 2 open frames. Uh-oh. Business picking up. And the best Jim Ross voice of all time.
Sean mentioning some other round 2 matchups. We'll go through those here in a sec. 3-6-10 here for Parkin. And Liz Johnson, a chance to start out with a 3-bagger here in what is now an elimination game. He's got a chance. 6-10 here for LJ. Parkin clean through 4. Other round 2 matches will take place at 3 p.m. Eastern. Jordan Richard and Maria Jose Rodriguez, Stephanie Johnson and Diana Zavyalova. Of course, the winners of these 2 matches will meet this evening. Quarterfinals, best of 5, big 4 for Culkin. The winner of that match would then move on to face Shannon O'Keefe, the number 1 seed in the semifinals, live tomorrow on CBS Sports Network. Really hasn't been a lot of trouble for either player on 1 and 2. Culkin with 2 opens here in 4 frames. Potentially in danger of giving the edge of this match to Parkin. All tied at 1 apiece on 1 and 2 if you're just joining us. Between Liz Culkin and Missy Parkin. Liz picked up the early victory, 242-222. 2-8 for Kelly Kulick. Missy Parkin then won game number 2, 236-226.
There's just no hold on lane one. If it's even a touch inside the target. So we saw Liz Johnson start off with a different ball on each lane on 3 and 4. Kelly Kulick made that move here in frames 3 and 4, switching to something different on the right lane. Now chatting with Mike Devaney. Just tomahawks that 7-pin.
Got a 4 for Liz and Kelly. 2 games to 0 lead on Liz Johnson. A battle of current to already a Hall of Famer and a future Hall of Famer on 3 and 4. So you shot there for Parkin in the 5th. All of a sudden a double. Should be in business here. It's really going to force Liz Culkin to figure something out quickly. Here's Johnson. Boy, this left lane. I think she thought that was pretty good.
I thought that one was a little more up the lane, and I agree. I thought I was going to give her a little bit more push. Did not expect 4, 7, 10. Good shot. Statement double in game 3.
Get a quick lane level look here at Kelly on 4.
Oh. Fantastic timing to go back to the reaction shot. So once again, that was the ball change on lane 4. We'll see if she continues to use 2 different balls. Ball change for Liz Culkin. Gets him to mix up. First strike on the left lane here in game 3.
Culkin took a ball off the rack. In regards to some equipment, I did talk to Mike Devaney a little bit earlier, and at that time, that shot there from Liz Johnson. Liz was using an idle and IQ Tour, but that's when she was throwing that idle on the right lane. Of course, not doing that anymore. Kelly was using an IQ Tour and a Code X. It's a combination of both. But that too looks to be a little bit different as well.
Oh.
I hate guessing on equipment just because out of respect for the various manufacturers. If I had to guess, though, maybe a halo for Kulick. That's a big hit there for Liz Johnson. fighting for her tournament life from here on out.
Oh.
Oh, that's not a foul. She got the count, though. I'll tell you what, though. Cuba KMF, they don't play around with making sure you know it's a foul out there. Pins turn red. There's a noise. Carl checking in. John. Shot in the 8th frame.
Definitely brings things a lot closer, though. Liz has a opportunity to double here. Make it a 3-pin game.
Culkin will reset.
Two great shots on back-to-back on lane 3 from Kelly Kulick. Big strike here. Oh, 3 for 3 since the ball change.
Liz Johnson, let's step up here. 8th frame. Uh-oh. Maybe a touch quick. That was a very important shot. Still going to trail in this game. Culkin.
Oof, wow.
Oh. I'll tell you what, man. The last, I guess, what, 3 months? I mean, really since the U.S. Women's Open. And actually the event before that. In Harrisburg, I believe she just missed the show. I mean, she has been throwing shots just like that. And it's been fun to watch.
Of course, yesterday needed the strike in the 10th, game 5. You said those are the moments we live for. Parkin gets to the 1-3. 10-pin does not cooperate.
It's game 3 across the board. It's going to go to another game no matter what on 1 and 2, but Liz Johnson trying to extend the match here in game 3. Big shot, 9th frame. And that left lane has been troublesome, continues to be for Liz.
Max score for Liz Johnson, 2-13. Kelly's going to need to find a double here to shut out, or have an opportunity to shut out. 208 the max score for Missy. Culkin 225 still out there. It's pretty good. That's really good. Saw that ball just kind of labor at the break point. Cover it up. You've made 2 great shots in lane 3 though. Last 2 times up. Could double to win. That's in. Culkin's just going to need a mark here to go up 2-1.
If I'm correct, double and 7. Kulick to shut out.
You are correct, good sir. That's a winner. What a ball change. There's one for Kelly. Good place for that one. Chance to shut out. Will it lay off? Liz Johnson. And you see Kelly just so close. Liz Johnson's going to have a chance to double to keep this match going.
The good news there for Liz Johnson is she doesn't have to do it on the left lane.
That's a fantastic point. It's been her troublesome lane so far here in Game 3.
We knew early on, I mean, this one had between Parkin and Culkin, and obviously Kelly and Liz. Certainly, you could easily think about 5 games there. But the way Missy and Liz Culkin started, 5 games look to be inevitable. We're going to 4 here, with Culkin leading 2 games to 1. All right, here's Johnson. Needs a double. Looks left. Yep.
Kelly Kulick, the first player to advance to round 3. She will face the winner of Parkin and Culkin. But wins sitting on the bench.
And Aaron Smith, arguably one of the most weirdest stats and things you wouldn't think of. Liz Johnson still has yet to win a match in 4 appearances at the Tour Championship.
Is a wacky, wacky stat.
Another 2 title victory, or excuse me, year though, for Liz, bringing her professional total to 24. Still showing no signs of holding up for the most part. She said as long as she's healthy, she'll be out here. And I know she is not pleased. .207 to 201.
So we'll be changing it up just to focus on lanes 1 and 2 in just a moment here. There we go. Nicely done, E. Yeah, timing.
Bam.
Bang. There we go. Game 4, Liz Culkin up at 2 games to 1. Tricky spare shooting continues. Dishonest plastic balls on this high friction surface.
Bracket is in your event description. It's also available on the PWBA.com/live. We've got everything kind of in obviously multiple places. If you're just joining us, heavyweight match between Liz Johnson and Kelly Kulick. Ended, and I'm sure probably what many wouldn't have expected in a 3-game sweep by either player. In this case, it was Kelly Kulick defeating Liz Johnson. Kelly moves on, as Aaron mentioned, first player to be in the quarterfinals. Good shot there from Parkin. Best of 5. Liz Culkin up on lane 2. Leads Missy Parkin 2 games to 1 in round number 2. She has spent money. Culkin mentioned, for the most part, so far what she's experienced based on her match yesterday in her practice session, and of course on Sunday, it will be about just kind of making the right ball choices. She did that very well yesterday, ran into some trouble, and Lindsey Boomershine came back to even up that match. Culkin able to come through in the final frames to advance. Made another key ball change here. Late in game 3. Excuse me. This is one of the every match so far really has been what we'd expect it to be. When you have 16 of the world's best facing off against each other, Round 3 matches will be tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. The winners of those matches will move on to the semifinals. The top half of the bracket winner is either going to be Kelly Kulick and one of the two here, as Parkin gets a terrible break there. It is important to note as I look at the chat, this is not a total pinfall match. So to the left of your screen, I'll make it a little bigger for you. One match goes, or is going, it's so quiet. The fans of those are here just don't want to make any sudden moves. Good shot for Culkin. Fist bump, and then immediately kind of gives a self clap and gets back into her routine. Maybe just missed that one right, but she's got the right ball in her hand. Missy's got an uphill battle. Not only this game, she trails in the game score, and now trailing here in game number 4. Again, all quarterfinal matches will take place at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We have 2 additional round 2 matches to go, 9 and 10. They will begin at 3 p.m. Eastern. And a 210 for Missy. All of a sudden, all the momentum is on the side of Liz Culkin. Gave it a run. Again, coming up next at 3 p.m. Eastern, Jordan Richard the Rookie of the Year 2018. Take on Maria Jose Rodriguez. Of course, Jordan defeated Shannon Puhalski last night. 3-0 to advance. Maria Jose Rodriguez advanced in a very tough match. 3 games to 2, over Rocio Restrepo. Good shot there for Parkin. Well, we've seen crazier things happen. And Parkin still with some life. Got 222 max. It's going to need some help from Culkin if she is to have a chance to extend this match to the 5th and final game. Culkin working on a 4-bagger. Looking for 5 in a row. And a little weak 10. So what Liz said a little bit yesterday. Now, it's a different situation. Yesterday she went up 2 games early. Today she has traded games with Missy. But she's got the advantage. She can close out Parkin. And she said yesterday she got a little amped up, a little too amped up. It's going to be important for her just to relax, make sure she stays in the present. That's a dagger type of shot right there. Must-have shots for Parkin here, 8th and 9th. That one's wide. Need some help. Roll the 10. Yes. Wow. Hey. Well, you never know how crucial that 10-pin can be. It went down in an important frame. Ninth frame shot. Must have again. That's got to hurry. That just looked quick. Low right, maybe. And a washout 1, 2, 4, 10 for Parkin if she makes it. Her spare shooting has been on point in this tournament. But best she can do is shoot 198. If Liz were to go open here with good count, that'd be enough. But she's not probably going to do that because she's thrown some solid shots. But 9 is good here. So clearly some of you in the chat have fared much better than we did in our On the Road episode in regards to bracketology. Let's see. I didn't see what Sean wrote. Sean, how many? 6 of 7 for Sean so far. Okay. How many people? What's the percentages out there in the chat? How many correct predictions do you guys have out there so far? Let us know in the comments. Shout out to my man Roland checking in. This one is mathematically over, folks. Liz Culkin is going to the quarterfinals. She's going to take on Kelly Kulick for the right to face Shannon O'Keefe in the semifinals of the Tour Championship. That is going to be tonight. So again, very important on the schedule. Listen up. Tonight, or excuse me, this afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern. Nicely done, Brunsnick. 3 p.m. Eastern, we'll have Jordan Richard and Maria Jose Rodriguez, along with Stephanie Johnson and Diana Zavjalova. Matches 9 and 10. The quarterfinal matches, which is round 3, 2:38 officially for Liz Culkin. The quarterfinals will begin at 6 p.m. Eastern time. I should say they are scheduled to begin at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Another great season for Missy Parkin. Last year she was here competing, had DJ in the proverbial oven, if you will. This year DJ is here, out and about doing his thing. So certainly some joys for the Parkin family. Finished 4th at the Fountain Valley Open, just a few minutes away from her hometown of Laguna Hills. Makes the Tour Championship again on points this season. And again, when you think about players who make it on points, and we had a few actually this year. There were only 2 players to win multiple titles. A lot of players with the opportunity based on their consistent seasons. As Missy finishes things up here, 186. So again, it'll be Kelly Kulick versus Liz Culkin. Liz, the 5th seed, number 5 seed.
Coming up next is Jordan Richard and Maria Rodriguez. And then we also have Stephanie Johnson versus Diana Zavjalova. So those matches will take place right here at 3 p.m. Meantime, we will need Liz Culkin to please head on over to our big bracket board.
Liz being summoned to the bracket board. She's going to do her thing over there. And we're going to do our thing. And, we got a little bit more time, this looks like here. So, we got about 90 minutes to spare. 95 to be exact before we begin again. Again, the winners of these matches, Liz Culkin defeated Missy Parkin 3-1. Kelly Kulick defeated Liz Johnson 3-0. We will complete round 2 coverage at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Again, 3 p.m. Eastern time right here on Bull TV. We will have, again, Jordan Richard and Maria Jose Rodriguez. That is a 6 versus 13. If you want to take a look at the seeds, of course, the higher seed is always on top of the bracket. And Stephanie Johnson will see her on the competition lanes for the first time outside of practice. She will take on Diana Zavyalova again at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll have it all right here. So for Aaron Smith, my name is Emil Williams Jr. We'll be back with you in about 90 minutes. We will see you then. Congrats to the winners. Are moving on to the quarterfinals. It's been a presentation of the 2018 PWBA Tour Championship. You watched it live on Bowl TV.